Good morning and welcome to everyone on the occasion of the 74th Independence Day of India. May I request everyone to be seated and switch off their phones or put it on silent mode. May I request all to stand for the unfurling of the tricolour and the national anthem. Please be seated. Ambassador of India, Shri Jaideep Majumdar, will now read out the message from the Honorable President of India.
मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, नमस्कार। 74वें स्वतंत्रता दिवस के पूर्व संध्या पर देश विदेश में रह रहे भारत के सभी लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई और ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं। 15 अगस्त को हम सब तिरंगे को लहराते हुए स्वाधीनता दिवस समारोहों में भाग लेकर और देशभक्ति से भरे गीत सुनकर उत्साह में भर जाते हैं। हमारे युवाओं के लिए ये स्वाधीनता के गौरव को महसूस करने का दिन है। इस अवसर पर हम अपने स्वाधीनता सेनानियों के बलिदान को कृतज्ञता के साथ याद करते हैं। उनके बलिदान के बल पर ही हम सब आज एक स्वाधीन देश के निवासी हैं। The ethos of our freedom struggle forms the foundation of modern India. Our visionary leaders brought together a diversity of world views to forge a common national spirit. They were committed to the cause of liberating Bharat Mata from oppressive foreign rule and securing the future of her children. Their thoughts and actions shaped the identity of India as a modern nation. We are fortunate that Mahatma Gandhi became the guiding light of our freedom movement. As much a saint as a political leader, he was a phenomenon that could have happened only in India. Troubled by social strife, economic problems, and climate change, the world seeks relief in Gandhiji's teachings. His quest for equality and justice is the mantra of our republic. I am glad to see the younger generations rediscover Gandhiji. The celebrations of Independence Day this year will be rather restrained. The reason is obvious. The whole world confronts a deadly disease which has disrupted all activities and taken a huge toll. It has altered the world we live in before the pandemic. It is very reassuring to note that the central government, while anticipating the tremendous challenge, responded effectively and well in time. For a country so vast and diverse with high population density, meeting this challenge requires superhuman efforts. All state governments took measures in accordance with local circumstances. People also supported wholeheartedly. With our committed efforts, we have succeeded in containing the magnitude of the pandemic and saving a large number of lives. This is worth emulating by the wider world. The nation is indebted to doctors, nurses, and other health workers who have been continuously on the forefront of our fight against this virus. Unfortunately, many of them lost their lives battling this pandemic. They are our national heroes. All Corona warriors deserve high praise. They go much beyond their call of duty to save lives and ensure essential services. These doctors, health workers, members of disaster management teams, police personnel, sanitation workers, delivery staff, transportation, railway and aviation personnel, providers of various services, government employees, social service organizations, and generous citizens have been scripting inspiring stories of courage and selfless service. When cities and towns go quiet and roads are deserted, they work tirelessly to ensure that people are not deprived of health care and relief, water and electricity, transport and communication facilities, milk and vegetables, food and groceries, medicines and other essentials. They risk their own lives to save our life and livelihood. Amid this crisis, Cyclone Amphan hit us in West Bengal and Orissa. Concerted response of disaster management teams, central and state agencies, and alert citizens helped minimize loss of life. Floods have been disrupting lives of our people in the northeast and eastern states. Amid such onslaughts and disasters, it is gratifying to see all sections of society coming together to help those in distress. Dear fellow citizens, the poor and daily wage earners are the worst hit by the pandemic. In order to support them through this phase of crisis, virus containment efforts have been supplemented by welfare interventions. By introducing Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, the government has enabled crores of people to earn their livelihood and mitigate the impact of job loss, dislocation, and disruption caused by the pandemic. The government continues to extend its helping hand through a number of initiatives supported wholeheartedly by the corporate sector, civil society, and citizens. The needy are being given free food grains so that no family goes hungry. The largest free food distribution program in the world has been extended till the end of November 2020 to provide succor to about 800 million people every month. In order to ensure that migratory ration card holders get ration anywhere in the country, all states are being brought under the coverage of One Nation, One Ration Card scheme. Committed to taking care of our people stranded everywhere in the world, the government has brought back more than 1 million Indians under the Vande Bharat mission. Indian Railways has been operating train services in these challenging circumstances to facilitate travel and transportation of people and goods. Confident of our strengths, we reached out to help other countries in their fight against COVID-19. In response to calls from countries for supply of medicines, India has once again shown that it stands by the global community in times of distress. We have been at the forefront in evolving regional and global strategies for an effective response to the pandemic. The overwhelming support India got at the elections for the non-permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council is testimony to the goodwill that we enjoy internationally. It has been the tradition of India that we do not just live for ourselves, but work for the well-being of the entire world. India's self-reliance means being self-sufficient without alienating or creating distance from the world. It implies that India will continue to engage with the world economy while maintaining its identity. Dear fellow citizens, the world now realizes that our sages had said long ago, the global community is but one family, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. However, even while the world community needs to fight together against the greatest challenge before humanity, some in our neighborhood try to carry out their misadventure of expansion. Our brave soldiers laid down their lives defending our borders. Those worthy sons of Bharat Mata lived and died for national pride. The entire nation salutes the martyrs of Galwan Valley. Every Indian feels grateful to their family members. Their bravery in combat has demonstrated that while we believe in peace, we are also capable of giving a befitting response to any attempt at aggression. We are proud of the members of our armed forces, paramilitary forces and police personnel who protect the borders and ensure our internal security. I believe that in the fight against COVID-19, life and livelihood both are essential. We have looked at the current crisis as an opportunity to initiate reforms to revitalize the economy for the benefit of all, especially farmers and small entrepreneurs. Landmark reforms have been introduced in agriculture sector. Now farmers can have barrier-free trade and get the best price for their produce anywhere in the country. The Essential Commodities Act has been amended to remove certain regulatory restrictions on farmers. This will help raise their incomes. Dear fellow citizens, we have learned some tough lessons in the year 2020. The invisible virus has demolished the illusion that human being is a master of nature. I believe it is still not too late for humanity to correct its course and live in harmony with nature. The pandemic, like climate change, has awakened the global community to our shared destiny. In my view, human-centric collaboration is more important than economy-centric inclusion in the present context. This change, the better it will be for the humanity. The 21st century should be remembered as the century when humanity put aside differences and collaborated to save the planet. The second lesson is that we are all equal before Mother Nature and we primarily depend on our fellow residents for survival and growth. Coronavirus does not recognize any artificial divisions created by human society. This reinforces the belief that we need to rise above all man-made differences, prejudices and barriers. Compassion and mutual help have been adopted as basic values by the people of India. We need to further strengthen this virtue in our conduct. Only then can we create a better future for all of us. The third lesson is about augmenting health infrastructure. Public hospitals and laboratories have been leading the fight against COVID-19. Public health services have helped the poor cope with the pandemic. In view of this, public health infrastructure needs to be expanded and strengthened. The fourth lesson relates to science and technology. The pandemic has highlighted the need to accelerate developments in science and technology. During the lockdown and subsequent unlocking, information and communication technology has emerged as an effective tool for governance, education, and business, office work, and social connect. It has helped meet the twin objectives of saving lives and resumption of activities. Officers of the Government of India and of the state governments have been extensively using virtual interface to discharge their functions. The judiciary has been conducting virtual court proceedings to deliver justice. In Rashtrapati Bhavan also, we have used technology to conduct virtual conferences and carry out many activities. IT and communication tools have promoted e-learning and distance education. Work from home has become the norm in many sectors. Technology has enabled certain establishments in government and private sectors to work overtime to keep the wheels of the economy running. Thus, we have learned the lessons that adoption of science and technology in harmony with nature will help sustain our survival and growth. These lessons will prove useful to humanity. The younger generation has learned the lessons well, and I believe that the future of India is safe in their hands. These are difficult times for all of us, more so for the youth. The closure of our educational institutions would have caused anxiety among our girls and boys, casting a shadow over their dreams and aspirations for the time being. However, I would like them to remember that these difficult times won't last and they should not give up working for their dreams. The past is full of inspiring examples of exciting reconstruction of societies, economies and countries after such devastations. I am sure that our country and youth have a bright future. With a view to providing futuristic education to our children and youth, the government has decided to implement the National Education Policy. I am confident that with the implementation of this policy, a new quality education system will be developed, and this will transform the future challenges into opportunities, paving the way for a new India. Our youth will be able to freely choose their subjects according to their interests and talents. They would have an opportunity to realize their potential. Our future generations will not only be able to get employment on the strength of such abilities, but will also create employment opportunities for others. The National Education Policy spells long-term vision with far-reaching impact. It will strengthen the culture of inclusion, innovation, and institution in the sphere of education. Imparting education in the mother tongue has been given emphasis in order to help young minds grow spontaneously. This will strengthen Indian languages as well as the unity of the country. Youth empowerment is essential for building a strong nation. The National Education Policy is the right step in this direction. My dear fellow citizens, only 10 days ago, construction of the temple of Sri Ram Janambhoomi began in Ayodhya. It was indeed a moment of pride for all. People of the country maintained restraint and patience for a long time and reposed unflinching trust in the judicial system. The issue of Ram Janambhoomi was resolved through judicial process. All concerned parties and the people respectfully accepted the verdict of the Supreme Court and displayed before the world Indian ethos of peace, non-violence, love and harmony. I congratulate all fellow citizens for their commendable conduct. Dear fellow citizens, when India won freedom, many predicted that our experiment with democracy will not last long. They saw our ancient traditions and rich diversity as hurdles in democratization of our polity. But we have always nurtured them as our strengths that makes the largest democracy in the world so vibrant. India has to continue playing its leading role for the betterment of humanity. The patience and wisdom being demonstrated by all of you in coping with the pandemic has been appreciated all over the world. I am confident that you will continue to maintain caution and act responsibly. We have a lot to offer to the global community, especially for intellectual and spiritual enrichment and promotion of world peace. With this spirit, I offer a prayer for the well-being of one and all. May all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, may no one come to grief. The message of this prayer for universal well-being is India's unique gift to humanity. I once again congratulate you on the eve of the 74th Independence Day. I wish you good health and a bright future. Thank you. Jai Hind. That was the address by Rashtrapati Ji delivered last evening on the eve of the 74th Independence Day of India. To all in Austria, to whom we are live streaming this event, I just wanted to say that I have recently arrived in Austria and assumed charge as Ambassador of India. Hence, to all Indian citizens, persons of Indian origin, and friends of India in Austria, I and my wife Parvati would like to extend good wishes and greetings. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This program is being live streamed so that it is accessible to all Indians and friends of India and Austria who cannot celebrate with us due to COVID-19 restrictions. For their benefit, officers of the Embassy of India in Vienna and their families have prepared a short cultural program which we hope you will enjoy. A proclamation of our love for our motherland is delicately portrayed in our national song, Vande Mataram. We have a melodious duet of our national song by Mr. Aniket and Mrs. Anushri.
मातरम वंदे मातरम शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना मुदितयामिनीं फुल्लकुसुमितं द्रुमदलशोभिनीं सुहासिनीं सुमधुरभाषिणीं सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरम्.
Thank you, sir and ma'am, for that lovely performance. Our national song truly reflects our emotions in praise of our motherland, India. हिंदुस्तान अपनी भाषाओं के लिए जाना जाता है. अब आपके समक्ष नंदिनी नाहटा और राव्या अरोड़ा पंजाबी में एक पोएम प्रस्तुत करने जा रहे हैं.
वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम साडी कविता का नाम है देश की शान असी भारत देश के बच्चे आ हर करते असी सच्चे आ असी किसी तो नहीं डरते आ जो कहते आ वो करते आ हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई असी सारे पाई पाई मिलजुल के रहते आ कभी भेदभाव नहीं करते आ माता पिता को करते आ बड़े रसी करे सरकार जीवन अपना सफल बना के देश का नाम ऐसे रोशन करते हैं. जय हिंद जय भारत.
Thank you, girls, for that lovely performance. To help us appreciate our right to freedom, we have Benjamin Jamir reciting a poem on the freedom by an anonymous Indian poet.
Some things can't just be expressed on words. My eyes are a little wet seeing the free flying birds. These are tears of happiness, seeing the birds flying up in the sky. There may be many things can't be lived without, but freedom is the one I cherish the most without any doubt. Love can speak volumes even when words become less. Love for freedom of some has left us blessed. Blessed with this freedom, these moments we share. Let's learn to care for people around us, care for our nation in every possible way. Come, let us together wish our beautiful India a very happy Independence Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin, for those beautiful words that you recited so well. Our children will carry our legacy of courage, truth, and freedom. I would like to call the young singers Ritvik Subhansh, Om Singh, and Shubh Singh for a song performance.
नाम नाराजी हूँ देश का सिपाही हूँ बोलो मेरे संग जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद बड़ा होके देश का सहारा बनूंगा दुनिया की आंखों का तारा बनूंगा रखूंगा ऊंचा तिरंगा हरदम आगे ही आगे बढ़ाऊंगा कदम दाहिने बाएं हम नन्हा मुन्ना राही हूँ देश का सिपाही हूँ बोलो मेरे संग जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद. धन्यवाद.
How wonderful. That song surely captures the essence of patriotism in the children of our country. A gem out of our country was Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. His words created magic and kindle the ideals of freedom that inspired people during the independence struggle. Mr. Ayushman Somani will be performing one of Tagore's beautifully crafted works.
Where the mind is without fear, by Sri Rabindranath Tagore. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake.
Thank you for enriching our minds with that poem that acted as a call to action during the freedom struggle and influenced many people to join the movement. अब आप सबके समक्ष प्रस्तुत है वीर रस से ओतप्रोत माँ भारती को समर्पित श्री सुभाष गुप्ता द्वारा रचित एक कविता. We refer to India as our motherland, on which we are born, whose resources help care for us, and from where we derive our identity. Please welcome Mr. Subhash Gupta.
चांद को धरती पर उतारूं तेरी खातिर है वतन, मैं तेरा आशिक हूँ माँ, सुन लो ना, सुन लो ना. तेरे सीने में तिरंगा लहराने के खातिर है गगन, तेरे सीने में तिरंगा लहराने के खातिर है गगन. जीवन अर्पित कर सकता हूँ माँ, सुन लो ना, सुन लो ना. चांद को धरती पर उतारूं तेरी खातिर है वतन, मैं तेरा आशिक हूँ माँ, सुन लो ना, सुन लो ना. केसरिया ज्वाला बिखेरने के खातिर है दहन, केसरिया ज्वाला बिखेरने के खातिर है दहन. खुद को हवन कर सकता हूँ माँ, सुन लो ना, सुन लो ना. सादगी में सराबोर करने के खातिर है सजन, सादगी में सराबोर करने के खातिर है सजन. दोनों जहां लुटा सकता हूँ माँ, सुन लो ना, सुन लो ना. हरियाली और खुशहाली फैलाने की खातिर है चमन, हरियाली और खुशहाली फैलाने के खातिर है चमन. रक्त से सिंचित कर सकता हूँ माँ, सुन लो ना, सुन लो ना. शांति और समृद्धि के लिए, शांति और समृद्धि के लिए है कफन, तीन रंगों में समा सकता हूँ माँ, सुन लो ना, सुन लो ना. चांद को धरती पर उतारूं तेरी खातिर है वतन, मैं तेरा आशिक हूँ माँ, सुन लो ना, सुन लो ना. सुरभि तेरे कण कण को करने के खातिर है पवन, सर्वस्व न्यौछावर कर सकता हूँ माँ, सुन लो ना, सुन लो ना. चांद को धरती पर उतारूं तेरी खातिर है वतन, मैं तेरा आशिक हूँ माँ, सुन लो ना, सुन लो ना. स्वतंत्रता की सालगिरह आप सबों को मुबारकबाद.
Thank you, sir, for that lovely poem. It really helped reinforce our vow to treat India, our motherland, with the same respect that we treat our mothers. To conclude our cultural program, I would like to call on Ms. Khushi Karara, Mr. Ayushman Somani, Ms. Shreya Somani, Mr. Anand Somani, Satakshi Gupta, Mrs. Nirupma Karara, Mrs. Ruchi Gupta, Mrs. Shubhra Somani, Mr. Aniket Pandagane, and Mr. Subhash Gupta for a symphony of patriotic songs.
छोड़ो कल की बातें, कल की बात पुरानी, नए दौर में लिखेंगे मिलकर नई कहानी.
हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी. आज पुरानी जंजीरों को तोड़ चुके हैं, क्या देखे उस मंजिल को जो छोड़ चुके हैं. चार की तरफ पे जा पहुंचा है आज भी नाता जोड़ चुके हैं। नया खून है, नई उमंगे, अब है नई जवानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी। छोड़ो कल की बातें, कल की बात पुरानी। नए दौर में लिखेंगे मिलकर नई कहानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी।
ऐ वतन, ऐ वतन,
हमको तेरी कसम, तेरी राहों में जहाँ तक लुटा जाएंगे। फूल क्या चीज है तेरे कदमों में, हम भेंट अपने सरों की चढ़ा जाएंगे। ऐ वतन, ऐ वतन। कोई पंजाब से, कोई महाराष्ट्र से, कोई यूपी से है, कोई बंगाल से। कोई पंजाब से, कोई महाराष्ट्र से, कोई यूपी से है, कोई बंगाल से।
तेरी पूजा की थाली में लाए हैं हम, तेरी पूजा की थाली में लाए हैं हम। फूल हर रंग के आज हर डाल से, फूल हर रंग के आज हर डाल से।
नाम कुछ भी सही पर लगन एक है, जोत से जोत दिल की जला जाएंगे। ऐ वतन, ऐ वतन, हमको तेरी कसम, तेरी राहों में जहाँ तक लुटा जाएंगे। क्या चीज है तेरे कदमों में, हम भेंट अपने सरों की चढ़ा जाएंगे। ऐ वतन, ऐ वतन। ऐ वतन, वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू। ऐ वतन, वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू। मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू। मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू। ऐ वतन, मेरे वतन। ऐ वतन, मेरे वतन। तू ही मेरी मंजिल है, पहचान तुझी से। तू ही मेरी मंजिल है, पहचान तुझी से। पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू। पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू। ऐ वतन, मेरे वतन। ऐ वतन, मेरे वतन। ऐ वतन, वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू। मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू। ऐ वतन, मेरे वतन। ऐ वतन, मेरे वतन।
सारे जहां से अच्छा
हिंदुस्तान हमारा, हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। हम बुलबुले हैं इसके, ये गुलसिता हमारा, हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। हिंदुस्तान हमारा, हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। गोदी में खेलती है जिसकी हजारों नदियाँ। गोदी में खेलती है जिसकी हजारों नदियाँ। गुलशन है जिसके दम से, गुलशन है जिसके दम से। रश्के जिना हमारा, हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। हिंदुस्तान हमारा, हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। मजहब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना। मजहब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना। हिंदी है हम, हिंदी है हम,
This medley has definitely brought out the patriotic spirit present in all of us today. As our beloved country is combating difficult times, it is important to remember that every single individual has the responsibility to uphold the fabric of freedom that our ancestors have fought tirelessly to achieve. Staying true to the inherent values of our nation, we should continue to be courageous and kind. We must always remember that our unity lies in diversity. On that note, I would like to wish everyone a very happy Independence Day. For those of us watching this live, please do share video clips of how you are celebrating the 74th Independence Day of India, and we will be happy to share them on our social media. Jai Hind.